All right, friends, I am back and ready to share my screen. So hopefully you are ready as well. You have your reader's notebook, and then you should have out this paper with similes and metaphors. All right, so I am going to share my screen with you for real this time. And in our notebooks, remember, it always makes me do it twice. In our notebooks, we want to make sure we are on our next blank page, and we are going to go ahead and split it in half, just like this, okay? And on one side, we'll go ahead and write that word similes, and then metaphors, okay? So let's refresh our memory. What is a simile? What is the job of a simile? Okay, well, it compares two things, but what does it use? Do you remember? With either like or as, okay? So then what's different about a metaphor? It compares two things too, doesn't it? Does it use like or as? No. And it compares them by saying one thing is like the other. Okay, so let's look at our figurative language and decide which one goes where. All right, so I am starting up here and I am going across. Oh, hopefully you didn't see my answers. All right, Tim is as slow as a turtle this morning. We're going to do two together, then I'm going to send you off on your own, and then we'll check our work. Would that be a simile or a metaphor? Go ahead and cut that one out and place it where you think it should go. All right. Tim is as slow as a turtle is an example of a what? It's an example of a simile. And how did you know that? What do you notice is in this figurative language sentence? It is using the word as, right? So that would be an example of a simile. So go ahead and glue that one in. We're going to glue one more in together, but then remember, you're not going to glue in any of the other ones until you check it with me. All right, so remember, we are going across. Here is the next one. The backyard was a lake after the storm. Simile or metaphor? Go ahead and put it where you think it should go. Okay. The backyard was a lake after the storm would be an example of a metaphor. It's comparing two things, but it's saying one thing is like the other, right? So it's comparing the backyard to a what? To a lake. So those are the two things it's comparing. All right, I'm going to ask you to now pause the video. When you are all done, you will push start again or play and check your work. All right, so go ahead and hit pause now. All right. If you are pushing play, that means you can say, yes, I have put all of my other figurative language sentences underneath similes or metaphors. Let's go ahead and check our work, okay? My two little angels are sleeping in bed. That would be an example of a metaphor, okay? And it is comparing the two little angels to her, or it's comparing her children to angels, right? That one doesn't really have the two to underline, but little angels. Okay, what about the next one? Kate's teacher is as sweet as candy. Simile or metaphor? That's a simile. It has that comparing word, that simile word, as. Make sure you box it. All right. My kids are as different as night and day. Simile or metaphor? You should have put it under simile. And we all seem to have a little pattern here. As. Okay. He grew as tall as a giraffe. Simile or metaphor? That would also be a simile. Tall as a giraffe. The water well was as dry as a bone. Simile or metaphor? That one's a simile too. We've got way more similes. And we've got that as. What about the last one? His eyebrows are two dark forests. Would that be a simile or a metaphor? It would be a metaphor. And this one we can underline two different things because it's comparing the eyebrows to the dark forest. All right. Well, that is it today on similes and metaphors. Great job. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.